Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so what else I noticed? Sorry, guys, if you're just tuning in, we're gonna start from scratch here. Um, okay, so I was having nausea too, and then that reflux in the back of my throat. Low libido too, but I thought, well, who would feel like, having relationships if you're feeling this bad, right? I had migraines, I had restless sleep, my eyes were puffy in the morning, and I had joint pain. All those things just like became or went away actually after starting this product. Also hot flashes. I was having terrible hot flashes so much that I was like embarrassed to go out to dinner or have friends over because I would just burst into a sweat and people would ask me, are you okay? That's how bad it was. It wasn't just like, oh, I feel dewy. It was like, this girl's sweating. What's going on with her? So anyway, all of those things have just fallen away. And so if I was to sit and write a list of these things, I literally can just cross them all off. So I have seen a wonderful change in my health and wellness, and can't shout this product from the rooftops high enough. So, and I'm sure Lily has shared her testimony with you if she hasn't. Yeah, she'll do that today at some point. But I'm just going to get right into the product now. So I'm going to just describe 4 of our, like the Fab Four is what we call them, like the cornerstone of gut health and, what that means. And so the first one is Slim. So I don't know if you've mixed a pink drink yet, but at some point go ahead and taste it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And so you'll notice it's just a light, real light flavored with stevia, watermelon, raspberry, lemon flavored drink. And so, yeah, so I love it. Yay. That's so cute.
This was my son Ryan's idea. He goes, Mom, get the wine glass out.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Very nice. Good presentation. Your son is smart. Yeah, I figured that's how I started drinking mine sometimes.
Don't tell him that, though. His head will get big.
That's cute. So what's in this pink drink? And I call it my voodoo juice. That's my own word for it because I'm like, what the heck? From the day one that I sipped my pink drink, I did it in the morning on an empty stomach. That's what I recommend is first thing when you wake up. If you can, if you're not on thyroid medication, drink it right away because it's going to absorb. It's going to hit your tummy on an empty stomach and it's going to start just like doing its magic. And so for me, I was like, I had just drank coffee, but like coffee on steroids. I was wide awake and alert and I just felt good. It was not a jittery coffee crazy high. This was like good energy. And so when I came to my kitchen to make my coffee, I thought, I'm almost afraid to make my coffee because I have so much energy right now. So I was like, I'm going to not do that. And so since that day one, I have not had coffee because I don't need it. And so I like completely cut out coffee beans in my life, and I don't have to pay for that anymore. So, and my husband's doing it too. And he's the same way. He's a fireman. So he'll drink coffee at the fire station because it's there. But at home, he's like, gosh, I find that I'm not even making coffee anymore. And he was the little stinker that was like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving up my coffee. Not having it. There's no way you're going to get me to give this up. I love it too much. I just like, the warm in the morning and all that. And so I'm like, you don't have
to. The same way.
Yeah.
He gave it up. He said, I don't really desire it. I don't need it.
That's so great. Yeah. Isn't that cool? So super weird. So that's one crazy thing that right away happened for me was no more need for that energy. And then by the end of the day, I had gone in to go do my hair. We have an upstairs and it was summer, June 1st. And so the upstairs always gets warm. And so I put a fan on me to stay cool and not be all sweaty, And so I noticed that my skin felt unusually cool. And so I just kind of like freaked out a little bit. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm cool. I'm not sweating. Look at your kitty.
he wants to be nosy, so I brought him in here just for a second. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah, so I noticed that my skin felt cool. I wasn't breaking out in that sweat while I'm trying to blow dry my hair. And then I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be great because now I have to put on my makeup. And so I went to put on my makeup and I thought, don't get all excited because you're going to start sweating. Well, I got through my makeup. I did great. So I ran downstairs to tell my husband, I'm like, dude, I just drank this pink drink this morning. Like I hadn't even taken anything else, just the pink drink. And I said, I didn't have one hot flash to my husband. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, I had a hot flash. So I'm like, okay, it's not perfect. It wasn't perfect the first day, but I was like, that was amazing to get through as much as I had done and not break out in that sweat. So anyway, maybe you are or aren't having hot flashes, but that was me. And for that, I'm super grateful. Then let me see. So day 4, I would say, I was a chocoholic, like sugar, just give me any kind of sugar. I don't care. I would eat it, but chocolate was definitely in my pantry at all times. And if I ran out, I would go to my freezer to get my chocolate chips and start picking out on those. And so day 4, I walked past my pantry and I thought, oh my goodness, that chocolate's in there. And normally by now I've had it at lunch, at dinner, before dinner, after dinner. And it just didn't even sound good to me. So I picked it up, took a bite of it just because I'm like, I just wonder what it'll do for my brain, because right now I just don't even care for it. So anyway, it even had a different flavor. It just didn't taste good. So that was exciting. And for me, like, to get rid of chocolate that fast, or candy, cookies, I can bake cookies and I don't need to have one right away. Like, I'll eat it the next day. So to say that I've stopped sugar completely, that's not true. But I love that it's not controlling my brain anymore, because that and alcohol, my husband and I have both cut way back on our alcohol consumption. And honestly, you know, he's lost 12 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds. And my husband didn't have a whole lot of weight to lose, but he's pretty excited about what his tummy looks like. And he loves to show me, like, you know, how they are, these, with his little peacock feathers high in the sky. So, so he's feeling pretty good too. So some people ask, is this pink drink just for girls? And I'm like, no. This whole system is for everybody, including children. Like, you can give it to, they say even kids over 6 months can have like the probiotics and the BioCleanse. Like, some babies have real constipation issues. So the BioCleanse is very helpful for them. Of course, their dose is going to be way different than our dose, and we can help people with that, should that be something you're interested in. But from tiny babies to, you know, aged elderly people, you can take this product. It's plant-based, non-GMO, vegetarian. They're not calling it vegan, but it's vegetarian. And it is sourced from all over the world, but it's manufactured in the United States. So I'm going to get busy with telling you more about the Slim. So the Slim is that pink drink. It's colored with beetroot extract. That's what makes it pink. So again, even our colors, flavoring, it's all natural. It has Garcinia cambogia in it. And so the Garcinia cambogia is responsible for suppressing your appetite. And so for me, by the evening, my appetite was, the first day I thought, I feel full. Like, I really don't even want to finish this meal. But I ate because I knew I needed to eat. And then I just finally took a bite and I thought, my stomach's done. Like, I'm absolutely satisfied and full. So I noticed that, like I said, day 1, but other people, it may take a little longer for them to notice these differences. And that's okay. Garcinia cambogia also improves your mood. It aids in sleep. So that's the other thing, is my sleep is incredibly solid. There's no more tossing and turning, waking up in the middle of the night to talk to my friends on Facebook, right? You can find everybody who's awake at 3 a.m. on Facebook. I mean, if you haven't done it, I did it and they were there. And so it helps with emotional eating because your blood sugars are stabilized. So that's what this pink drink does, is it stabilizes sugars. So if you have a diabetic loved one in your life, they should be on this. Yeah, because I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's live.
I know.
This is daughter Samantha.
Hi.
Hi, Samantha. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So anyway, it was originally formulated for diabetics, and what they noticed with the diabetics is they were slowly but surely, their A1C numbers were going down. Their medications, their oral medications, doctors were reducing the dose, and finally just eliminating the dose for type 2 diabetics, eliminating their oral medications because their numbers became more stable. And then also, if you're a type 1 diabetic, that means that you use insulin. So the insulin will never go away, but the amount of insulin you use will certainly be much lower. And so for diabetics, that they know that when they use their insulin, it doesn't make them feel good. So to have sugars that are stabilized, that's what makes you feel good. And so they noticed with these guys, not only were their numbers looking good, but holy smokes, they were losing weight. And so that's why they named it Slim. But for me, I'd rather they'd call it like Balance or something like that, because it truly is balancing your hormones. Which thyroid is the hormone, right? Serotonin, melatonin, insulin is our master hormone. So when that one's stable, then all our other hormones fall into place. So The other thing the Garcinia cambogia does is it helps to block fat absorption. It develops lean muscle mass and energy to be used up by the body. And so Garcinia cambogia also balances serotonin levels. So this is where you get that increased mood. So 3 weeks in, my husband said, he goes, you know what, I need to tell you something. He goes, but promise you won't get mad at me. And so I was like, oh gosh, honey, what do you mean get mad at you? He goes, well, never mind. I said, no, please tell me now. He said, you're nicer. And he said, nothing about me has changed, but you have done, he goes, I've noticed a change in you and you're just nicer. And so like, I almost cried because I thought, I don't want to be mean to my husband. And if he was perceiving me as not being nice, like how sad. So anyways, I'm happy to say that I'm nicer. He's nicer now because he's been on it for 6 months. No more grumpy old man, because that's what I was kind of calling him. I'm like, this is not going to be good. We're getting older and now I've got a grumpy old man on my hands. But anyway, he's doing great too. So, all right. So that's Garcinia cambogia. We have alpha lipoic acid in this too, which is awesome because it detoxes your brain, your liver. So it crosses the blood-brain barrier and cleans out those toxins that can cross over and give us that brain fog.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Philip, I think it's cutting out. Hold on a minute.
Oh.
Oh, it must be a bad connection.
Hi, Phyllis.
Patrick's gonna fix
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Let's see.
Oh, maybe, see, it's not the right. Pick the other one.
Oh. You guys are frozen.
Back on.
Shoot.
Oh, there you are.
There.
Okay.
Is that better? Better sound?
Let's try that for a few minutes, see how it's better.
Okay. I'll try not to move around or something. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so then the other thing besides alpha lipoic acid, which again detoxes the brain, the liver, is chromium. So there's enough chromium in here for, let's see, it's like the equivalent of 9 cups of broccoli. And so this chromium is the blood sugar control. This is responsible for that. And then let's see, that one is what helps move glucose into the bloodstream to be used by, I just wrote this down so I could read it, used to turn fats, carbs, and protein into energy. So this is where this energy comes from, you guys. This is like, again, just clean, normal, like if you ate that broccoli, you should get the same thing, right? But it helps build muscle and burn fat. So chromium is our fat burner in this. So when I say this will burn fat, spare muscle, this is from the chromium. So it increases your athletic performance and gives you increased energy, and also again used for depression. It decreases bad cholesterol, increases your good cholesterol. I have lab work to prove this. My cholesterol back in June was 243, my total cholesterol, and in December it was 206. And so I've never been able to get it down, and I wasn't going to go on statins because my HDL cholesterol was pretty high. So the doctor said, you know, you're fine, even though my total cholesterol was so high, because my good cholesterol was high. They weren't too concerned. But I'm just happy to say now that it's really not a concern because it's all normal. This also helps decrease the risk of glaucoma and calcium deficiency. So that is our Slim, and it's just loaded, like I said, with giving you the energy, the decreased brain fog, burning fat, sparing muscle. My muscle recovery after a workout is crazy good. I used to be sore. My joints hurt so bad.
Okay.
Are you losing me again?
You went still for a minute, but you're back on.
Okay. So yeah, my joints hurt really bad, but after taking the Slim, it has a anti-inflammatory effect. So it pulls fluid. Like when I first started taking it, I noticed I was going to the bathroom a lot, peeing a lot. And it is not because your blood sugars are high. Like some people say, I feel like my blood sugars must be really high because I'm so much. But it's just pulling that extra fluid. So that's where else too you'll see some relief of like joint pain or any kind of chronic pain. You'll see that pretty quickly after starting Slim. Okay, so moving on from Slim, we have BioCleanse. BioCleanse is a gentle cleanse. This is not like, oh gosh, it's going to have me run into the bathroom. It is meant to, it's a magnesium supplement. It has ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, and it also has sodium bicarbonate. So this is going to create an oxygenated form of magnesium in the body. And so our focus with gut health here is to destroy this Candida yeast that lives in our belly, right? So this BioCleanse, just think of him as the scrubbing bubble brush that comes in and scrubs our intestines, scrubs our stomach lining, lifts up that Candida yeast. The oxygen that it forms from the inside, Candida hates oxygen. It cannot live in that environment, and neither can cancer cells. So we're not saying that, that Plexus cures cancer, but it sure helps your chemo if you're going through cancer, to not let those cells rapidly be dividing. Your chemo is going to be killing those cancer cells and doing its job, but BioCleanse is really going to come along and support you. I have a friend that has breast cancer, and her tummy has been so bloated, huge from chemo, and it gets really bloated, she said, every time she goes in for her chemo. And so she started on the BioCleanse, and her doctor approved it first. So we had her doctor look at everything for her, and said absolutely it would be perfect for her to take because of the probiotics too. Anyway, her tummy is nice and flat now, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I'm pooping regularly. Her tummy's not bloated and painful. So she even just told me this, let me see, it was yesterday at spin class. So she's still doing spin class. She said, Phyllis, my pain is gone. And so I was just like, hallelujah, that the chemo is working, but our medication, not medication, our supplements are really supporting her through this journey. So, so BioCleanse, you can take up from 1 a day to 6 a day. So if you're a person who poops more than 3 times a day, you can still have BioCleanse. Because of the magnesium, it's going to settle down that tummy of yours. If you're like an IBS kind of person, meaning irritable bowel, like you're pooping, like I have somebody tell me like they'll poop 20 to 30 times a day. And so this BioCleanse will help just relax that bowel so it's not just so spastic, So anyway, and then you can take up to 6 for those people who are really constipated individuals. Me personally, I take 4 in the evening. I'll take 4 BioCleanse, and that keeps me regular and happy. Okay. And then, all right. And then so ProBio 5, this is the probiotic, which is like, there are no other probiotics like ours because it does not, this one has chitosanase in it. So chitosanase is an enzyme that cracks open the Candida shell. It's like as hard as a cockroach shell. And so it cracks open that shell, creating this little die-off effect, okay, a release of toxins into the system. But that's what the BioCleanse is there for. The BioCleanse is there to scoop that up. So think of your ProBio 5 as your gardener, and he's pulling the weeds, pulling this Candida out of your gut, pulling it all night long. Because you take it at bedtime. ProBio 5 is taken right as you crawl into bed. And it's pulling these weeds. Your BioCleanse says, okay, thanks. I'm going to scoop that up and get rid of it. He's your gardener. He's taking it away. Or your trash man taking it away. So those two just are married. They're a married couple. They should never be taken apart, because if you're going to be killing off this Candida yeast, you need to be getting it out of your body. So we poop, we urinate, and we sweat out toxins. That's our body's natural detoxification process. We have our liver and our kidneys that do the work on the inside, but how do we get it out? It's by these other ways. And so and that is and then it has probiotics too. So the probiotics lay down the seed onto our gut to create this beautiful gut garden. That's what we're trying to grow, is a beautiful gut garden, because 90% of our serotonin and melatonin are made in our gut lining. So serotonin is our happy hormone. If we're sad or anxious or depressed, that is coming from a bad gut. And so once we clean up that gut, the serotonin can release, and here comes your happy mood, right? So between the Slim and our ProBio 5, it's all about cleaning up the gut and creating that mood for us. I'm going to back up a little bit back to the Slim. I forgot to tell you guys about the prebiotic in our Slim. So the prebiotic in our Slim is the fertilizer that you lay down, and that helps all these good bacteria to grow. So our prebiotic specifically targets the good bacteria, not bad. So if you were to Google prebiotics, you will see that not all prebiotics are created equal. So you want to be super careful about taking just any prebiotic because it will feed bad bacteria too. You don't want it to do that. So, okay, X Factor Plus. This is the last little, the fourth of this Fab 4 that I'm going to talk about today. X Factor Plus is a multivitamin, and I was not a supplement person really before because I would take supplements and I never noticed a difference. And I thought, it's just really not making a difference. I can eat healthy food and feel better than I do with these supplements. So I just never took them. But taking these, I feel a difference. That's the crazy thing is I feel amazing. I, feel like I'm aging backwards, honestly. And excuse me, X Factor Plus has like your A vitamins, all your B vitamins, your C. So it has some vitamin C in there, has your vitamin D, 1,000 IUs. So that's a daily recommended amount of vitamin D. It has E, it has calcium, and it has New Zealand black currant. And what that does, it's a plant that helps us absorb iron from our food. So I have my sister-in-law she had anemia. She said in 2 months, her doctor had wanted to put her on iron. And I said, oh gosh, I hate iron because it constipates you. It just makes your stomach hurt. And so I said, just try the X Factor Plus and let's see what happens. I said, take your iron if you want to, like, because your doctor's telling you to do that, just do that. But she ended up not taking her iron because she said, I wanted to prove you wrong. That's what she told me. And so not only did I prove her wrong, I don't know, we showed her that X Factor Plus, the capability of raising your hemoglobin levels, is great. So she never had to take iron. Her doctor said, now you're in the normal range. So that was just after 2 months of X Factor Plus. So it also has vitamin K in it. So if you take a blood thinner, you're not supposed to take X Factor Plus unless you're really following up closely with your doctor. Blood thinners, you'll just have to have the doctor maybe increase the amount of blood thinner. But we do have regular X Factor that's completely safe and can be taken by somebody who's on blood thinners. So that's the vitamin K. I just wanted to mention that real quick. Oh gosh, there's 50 polyphenols in our X Factor Plus, which helps, again, feed good bacteria on our gut. Because of the different vitamins and minerals in here, our X Factor Plus is also good for increasing metabolism. So if weight loss is your jam right now, then this also supports your journey there. But again, if weight loss is not something you're concerned about, the Slim is not going to make you lose weight. It's going to help give you an appetite, stimulate an appetite for you. And I noticed that in my teenage son. He was 129 pounds and he's 5'8". So he's a skinny, tall little thing. And he's 16 years old and he now has gained 6 pounds. And so healthy pounds because he needs to, but he's eating great, where he would before just say, I'm not hungry right now. And I'm like, how can you not be hungry? You were at school all day long. Like most teenagers would come home ravenous, but my son wouldn't because he was so wound up. He plays 3 sports. He's an A+ student. And so he was having a lot of anxiety. And so that's why I started him on the Slim. And not only did we notice him say, Mom, I feel more social at school, his appetite increased, but lo and behold, his cystic acne is gone. So my kid had cystic acne really bad on his, here on his neck, on his chest, and on his back. And so after taking these probiotics, instead of antibiotics, right? Because we were on all of those and all he did was destroy his gut. So adding probiotics to his world has changed his life too. So I've got my entire family on it. I have 2 other boys and they're all taking it. And same thing, any little digestive issues, gone. So my other son is living with us right now. He just came from Hawaii. He goes, Mom, this is the first time in like 7 years I've had a normal bowel movement. And I'm like, oh my God. So I didn't know that. He's 28 years old. So anyway, I just can't share it enough from the rooftops. And anyway, I hope you guys are liking the taste of the pink drink. Do you guys have any questions for me? Let's get that pink drink going. Yeah.
That's really good.
Good. I know. So festive. I love your glasses. Yeah. Did you guys have any questions or concerns? I'll just add, there's a business side to this, and I would be doing you a disservice if we didn't talk about that real quick. All you need is like 3 people under you to help pay for your products. So some people will come and say, gosh, this is just not something I can afford right now, or whatever. And I say, there's just no reason to not go ahead and give this product a try. We have, number 1, a 60-day money back guarantee. And number 2, just by getting 3 of your closest friends, family, relatives, coworkers, neighbors, and just say, hey, I'm starting this journey. Like, I did it before I even got my products. I didn't even have products in the mail. I have actually started talking to people before I even signed up, because I said, hey, I'm getting ready to sign up. Would you do this with me? And so my best friend said, absolutely, I'm on board, because we did everything together. If we ran together, we do races together. So I knew she would be for sure with me. So she signed up. My mother-in-law signed up. And then trying to think exactly who the other person was. But I got 3 in my first week is what I did. And so right away, I got $100 bonus from Plexus. And then when you sign up, you get like commissions on the welcome packs, like as you sign up. And so I made those commissions. Well, then I went on to I put it on Facebook and said, hey, here's me and my pink drink. Here's what I've noticed so far, that crazy energy right away. My hot flashes were reduced. By the end of my first week, I had lost 2 pounds, which I was like, I've lost more weight when I've really done a strict diet, but I was like, I just feel so many different things changing in my body that I just kept going and sharing. Well, by the end of my first month, I personally had sponsored 17 people. And then those people that I'd sponsored started sharing right away. And they had sponsored, 7 people. So that sent me into Fast Start Gold, which was a $700 bonus. And then all my commissions, I made $1,300 my first month in Plexus. And so right away, that's when I said, okay, husband, I love you. I want you to feel as good as I do. We've been married 30 years now, February 20th, you guys. Woo-hoo. And so, so I was like, we're in this for the long haul together. And I just want to, live and die as healthy as possible. So he joined me. And then of course, like I said, now all of my kids are on it. So, and then my team has just grown. So now I have over 400 people under me, and my team is still growing. And so what it's doing for me is it's replaced my nursing income. So I'm a part-time ER nurse, but I've doubled my income, and I'm set to double it again by the end of April. And so for me, this has been life-changing. Like, I have never felt this good. And, physically, but also financially, it's just been insane. It's been incredible. We've become debt-free. We booked a trip to Alaska in June. So, we're able to just say yes a lot more than no, than our no's. And so, love it. Can't stop sharing. And anyway, and then I love doing these kind of events for people too. So I'm always here and always available to help support whatever you need. And Miss Lily, she's there for you too as a sponsor. We call ourselves sponsors, but we're friends. So, yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I get a couple of questions I have just for do you have to change your diet drastically, or have you noticed that you not want to eat as much, not wanting to eat foods and stuff?
I missed the first part of that. I'm sorry. I got that you're not wanting to eat food, or what was it?
Do you have to change your diet drastically, or is it that you're not wanting to eat as much?
Yeah, that's the cool part is I changed nothing. I realized I don't care about that sugar anymore. I don't crave those crappy carbs. I went to drink my wine and I was like, that tastes horrible. And when I would choke it down, basically, I was like, wow, I really only needed 1 glass, where before I would do 2 or sometimes 3. So yes, it completely started to change the amount of food I was eating, the types of food I was eating. I found myself craving just healthier items. And so I was like, shoot, I feel so good. Why would I sabotage? And so I just started making better choices. And then, just putting a salad in there. And I would look at salads and it would do the same thing for my head that chocolate would. So that's what I've found is over time. Yeah, that's where the weight loss also comes from. You'll see more weight loss if you're making better choices, right? But the slim has clinical studies showing that 2 slims a day proves a lot more weight loss than just 1 slim a day. But I've only ever done 1 slim a day. Sometimes I'll do 2 slims a day, but the 1 slim a day is fine for me. For people who really struggle with cravings, I would say do 2 sticks of slim a day to get started. But as that candida yeast dies, you'll see the cravings go away also. So, and that's from the ProBio 5. So we take you from 1 ProBio 5 the first week, 2 ProBio 5s the second week, 3 the third, 4 the fourth. And then for me, I stay on 3 or 4 ProBio 5s always because it helps keep the cravings away.
Yeah, Patrick and I ate 3 probiotics, and he always wanted a cookie. He still wanted a cookie, and then I started him 3, and all of a sudden he said, it works. It took like a couple days, but then after a while he said, I don't want a cookie anymore.
Isn't that funny?
I don't want it anymore.
I've always been a chocoholic. I always like them in the afternoon. And I don't really desire it anymore. I've just changed. I know. I've changed.
Yeah, like Samantha comes there for coffee. She goes, Mom, do you have any cakes? I haven't bought any since October. What's left over? I just got ground coffee. Some of the ground coffee, that's all that's left. So we only have like maybe 1 cup of coffee a week. Him, darling.
I was drinking too much coffee every day. Now I've cut back to drink like 1 cup a week or something. So
yeah,
That's so great. So what coffee, like, so many people say, oh my gosh, do I have to quit drinking coffee? Do I have to quit drinking wine? And they like freak out. And so I say, no, you don't have to. But like coffee, when you drink more than 1 cup of coffee a day, it's that it creates stress inside our body, right? So we're not maybe feeling that stress from coffee, but our body does. And so it starts secreting cortisol. And what does cortisol do? It's a great hormone when we're trying to run from a bear, because that's our fight or flight response. That's what our body dumps out is cortisol, which tells our body dump sugar so your body can use it as energy to get away from that bear. And so what happens when we have all this sugar floating around in our body says, well, you're not using it, so I'll just store it as fat. And it stores it right around your belly. So too much caffeine, this is what's happening. This is why our bellies are so thick around the middle here in the United States. A lot of it, look at our Starbucks runs, right? Everybody's got a drive-through these days. So the more you can just reduce the amount of caffeine that you drink, like again, 1 a day would be super great. But for us, Patrick is saying, Lily, we're like, we don't even need it. So why buy it? Like there's one place we just saved money right there. I'm not drinking alcohol. Oh my gosh. I can't even tell you how much money that's saving me, And so when people say, oh, the supplements are too expensive, I'm like, no. My life before the supplements was expensive. This is changing my life and making me a healthier person. So, so lots of amazing results and testimonies. And you guys, Patrick and Lily, I would love it if you guys would type up your testimony and put it like on Ohana Plexus or Plexus Transformations, because it's powerful. And especially we need more boys out there. We need more men that tell their story, because you guys are there. I have tons of people on my team. So I'm going to start encouraging everybody to share their story, because it's super powerful. Yeah, very powerful. So yeah, great questions. Anything else?
So.
Okay. Yeah. If anything comes up, Lily, and if you don't have an answer for it, just use that thread with Sandra and I, and I'll just feed you information. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Sounds great.
Okay. It was super nice meeting you guys. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phyllis.
yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Have a great Saturday. Okay.
Thank you for your time. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.